Huh. Alright then. I guess you liked that one. Well, I guess this one's for you then. Sorry about that. Alright, let's start now. Hello and welcome to the Pokemon Changes Compendium from Ruby and Sapphire to Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. I wasn't expecting the latest Changes Compendium video to practically quadruple the original video's views in like 2 weeks. Really impressive. I was not expecting it. So I kinda expedited the process to getting this one to you now. If you're unaware of what's going on here, my Pokemon Changes Compendium videos document the changes made to Pokemon and moves between the original games and their remakes. Now, this research is only done for playthrough purposes. It has no bearing on egg moves or competitive viability or transferring from other generations or anything like that. We're just looking at you're booting up a copy of these games and what has changed. I do have some more ground rules to go over. If you've watched before, then you know what's coming. But if you are just watching at all, could you please give me a like on this video to let me know that you're actually enjoying this? I've really just enjoyed all the views and responding to some of the comments and, you know, just enjoying doing this. So if you could leave a like, that would be like super cool for me. Alright, here we go. All new Pokemon not mentioned here are in the post-game. This includes evolutions of some Pokemon, as well as Pokemon from different regions. The new evolutions available during the main game are Gallade, Probopass, Magnezone, Roserade, and Frostlass. All Pokemon that can learn TMs can learn Toxic, Hidden Power, Protect, Frustration, Return, Round, Swagger, Rest, Attract, Sleep Talk, Substitute, and Confide. Besides genderless Pokemon, Nincada and Ninjask can't learn Attract for some reason. Through the Dex Nav and ORAS, you can find wild Pokemon with egg moves through some luck. I won't be going over egg moves from this, aside from a couple examples that are guaranteed in the early game, but I mean, if you come across one, you'll know. In Ruby and Sapphire, the only post-game TM is Snatch. I think it's kinda hard to figure it out. In ORAS, the TMs for Energy Ball, Embargo, Explosion, Swagger, Wild Charge, and Snarl are in the post-game. Almost all Pokemon have hidden abilities, which are sometimes hard or impossible to acquire. A good portion of Pokemon's hidden abilities give them a different playstyle to work towards, but like regular abilities, are a case-by-case basis. An even smaller selection of Pokemon have an additional regular ability, which is easy to get as it's one of their regular abilities. All abilities that are listed here in my notes, which we will see upcoming in a little bit, will be the hidden abilities for the Pokemon unless otherwise specified. Also, no legendaries have new abilities except for the Regitrio's hidden abilities. Gen 6 has popularized giving Pokemon a usually small stat buff to their base stat total. Typically it's only 1 or 2 stats that have a plus 10 in them, which isn't always negligible, but it's not really gonna be a huge game changer. More Pokemon that I would like have been changed to or had the Fairy type added to them. This increases the power of Poison and Steel-type attacks, but the several beneficial resistances and the straight-up Dragon immunity makes most of these Pokemon more defensively capable against strong attacking types. Additionally, Fairy-type is the only weakness that Sableye now has without modifiers. On the topic of type changes, the Steel-type lost its resistances to Ghost and Dark moves. I don't really know why Steel would resist Ghost and Dark, but it's only a real issue for Metagross. In Gen 6, certain Pokemon are given the ability to Mega Evolve, boosting their stats by a total of 100. or 90 if you're Mega Alakazam due to an oversight in development. All Megas aside from Mega Rayquaza require their respective Mega Stone to Mega Evolve. They can give the Pokemon a new ability, a new or changed type, and or a massive shift in their primary attacking stat, unless you are Mega Metachamp. Groudon and Kyogre can hold the red and blue orbs to go into Primal Reversion, which acts exactly like Megas. Each team is limited to 1 Mega and 1 Primal. Once each has been activated for the battle, you cannot Mega Evolve or Primal Revert another Pokemon, even if they have the correct conditions to do so, including if the currently Mega'd or Primaled Pokemon is killed. Lastly, the physical special split is in effect for ORAS, Gen 3, Ruby and Sapphire, being the last gen to have the old type-based designation system. Now, with these new changes, you can see Pokemon actually getting stab and physical coverage that they needed, or special coverage maybe, or whatever. You understand what's going on here. Alright, that's enough preamble out of the way. Let's get into the actual Pokemon themselves and see what's changed. Sceptile has the new hidden ability of Unburden, which, when paired with its Acrobatics new move, it is a pretty good combo. Mega Sceptile also exists, being a Grass Dragon type with the Lightning Rod ability. As for moves by level up, I'm gonna get into this now. You see where it says Trico gives Energy Ball and Endeavor? One really annoying thing about the Hoenn Pokédex is that so many Pokemon seem to learn new moves as their younger forms that the older forms can't learn. Like, Sceptile can't learn Energy Ball and Endeavor by level up, but Trico does. I'm not really going to harp on it all too much, as aggravating as it made documenting this was just absolutely stupid, but let's just pass it. So yeah, just looking at Sceptile's new moves, you can run it Special Attacker or Physical Attacker or Mixed, and you have a wide variety of move choices for coverage, including the new Power-Up Punch, which is very good. If you can't find a standard Blaziken that has the hidden ability of Speed Boost, then you can just Mega Evolve it into Mega Blaziken, which always has Speed Boost. As for its new moves, I mean, you can do anything with this thing, especially with the new Brave Bird and High Jump Kick and Flare Blitz. I mean, that's just really good coverage by level up. Shadow Claw, Giga Impact, Stone Edge, Poison Jab, Bulldoze, Power-Up Punch. This is a machine right here. Out of the 3 starters, Swampert seems to have rolled the worst hidden ability out of the 3. Damp is... I mean, I can't even say it's okay, it's here. Mega Swampert, though, has Swift Swim, making it a deadly Rain Sweeper. As for the new moves it gets, Hammer Arm and Rock Slide are really good. Rock Slide by level up? Rock Slide, man! And Rock Throw, which only Mudkip learns. That's very funny. But I mean, you also have new special options too, like Sludge Wave and the great move of Scald. And oh hey, you also get Power-Up Punch. Mightyena has the new regular ability of Quick Feet, and its new hidden ability of Moxie. By level up, I mean, Snarl and Sucker Punch are cool, but what really interests me is that in the catching tutorial on Route 101 for the sneaking mechanic, you find a Poochyena who has an Elemental Fang, which is really just amazing. Linoone and its pre-evolution Zigzagoon sadly have the new regular ability of Gluttony instead of Pickup, which frustrates me trying to catch Pickup Zigzagoon, but whatever. But it also has the new hidden ability of Quick Feet, so do with that what you wish. As for new moves it gets, Play Rough and Double Edge by level up are cool, Switcheroo lets you swap items around, and Rototiller confuses the general public, especially when it's on Linoone. As for TMs, I mean Shadow Claw, Giga Impact, Thunder Wave. I mean, if you're going to attack with Linoone, you're gonna have a lot better time here. Wurmple gets Bug Bite. Beautifly gets the new hidden ability of Rivalry, but what we're really looking at here is the plus 10 buff to its special attack, going from 90 to 100, which is very, very respectable. New moves it gets: Air Cutter, Bug Buzz, and Quiver Dance. That's amazing. Venoshock is really cool, as well as Struggle Bug and Round and Infestation and U-turn. Wow, that's just wow. Dustox's new hidden ability of Compound Eyes is, you know, it's pretty helpful, and it doesn't get a stat buff, even though Beautifly did. That seems unfair. By moves, it learns by level up now. Poison Powder. Really? It missed that? Venoshock is good for your new Poison Powder. Bug Buzz and Quiver Dance, I mean, that's just great. Ludicolo isn't easily influenced by its new hidden ability of Own Tempo. As for new moves it gets by level up, Bubble, okay, Bubble Beam, actually that one's good. Energy Ball, Giga Drain, the new buffed Knockoff, which is really good, and Zen Headbutt. And for TMs, Focus Blast and Scald are really cool. Oh hey, Power Up Punch. Shiftry gains the new regular ability of Early Bird, okay, and the new hidden ability of Pickpocket, which is cool. By a level up, you get Hurricane. Oh, really? Yo, alright. Leaf Blade, Leaf Storm, Nasty Plot, Razor Leaf. I mean, wow, man. Swellow's new Scrappy ability lets its normal type moves hit ghost types, which is pretty good. As for new moves it gets, Brave Bird and Pluck are good, as well as Giga Impact and U-turn. Pelipper gets the new hidden ability of Rain Dish. Yes, Drizzle as a regular ability is in Gen 7, sadly. As for new moves it gets, Aerial Ace was a TM, but now it's a level up move. Air Cutter, Air Slash, Brine, Hurricane, Roost, and one of the few Pokemon that retains Water Pulse from the Ruby and Sapphire TM. I'm not happy about it, but regular Gardevoir was updated to Psychic and Fairy type, with the new hidden ability of Telepathy. But what we're really looking at here is Mega Gardevoir, with the ability Pixelate, turning its normal type moves into Fairy type moves with a boost in their power. Now, a new moves list like this makes Gen 1 normal type look envious, but what we're looking here mainly are Moonblast, Dazzling Gleam, Will-O-Wisp, and I like Magical Leaf. We're not done with this family though, because we have the Psychic Fighting type Gallade, who can also Mega Evolve. I mean, if you ever wanted your Gardevoir to be physical fighting type with amazing coverage, then you could probably go for the Gallade route. You definitely won't be passing up Intimidate Masquerain for the new hidden ability Unnerve, but I mean, it's there. As for the new moves it gets, Air Slash, Bug Buzz, Aqua Jet, Quiver Dance, Silver Wind, and Fellstinger from the guaranteed Pokemon west of Oldale Town by the way of Surskit. Scald, Infestation, and U-turn are great TMs, and I learned through this research that Masquerain doesn't learn Fly, somehow. It's pretty impressive how many good abilities Breloom has now. Its regular ability of Effect Spore is really good. Its new regular ability of Poison Heal is even better, and its new hidden ability of Technician, while not as always useful, can just be played around and made for very, very strong use. The new moves it gets by level up, Force Palm and Seed Bomb are really nice physical moves. It learns Toxic by level up, which is interesting. The new TMs it gets, like Rock Slide and Power Up Punch, are really cool. And you even have some special options like Venoshock and Sludge Bomb. Much to Slaking's dismay, as well as the rest of his family, he does not get any new abilities. But for new moves, Chip Away, Hammer Arm, Play Rough, and Punishment, I mean, that's just a moveset right there. That's pretty good. New TM, Smackdown, Shadow Claw, Giga Impact, Bulldoze, Rock Slide, Power Up Punch. Here's our first double feature of the day, Kadabra and Alakazam. Of course, we do these double features for Pokemon that are either very hard or impossible to evolve in certain games. As for the actual Pokemon themselves, Kadabra and Alakazam have the new ability of Magic Guard as their hidden ability, which is very, very strong. Alakazam also has his special defense bumped up by 10, from 85 to 95, which is unreflected in Mega Alakazam stats this generation, making him the only one that is boosted by 90 instead of 100. This Mega Alakazam we speak of also has the ability Trace, which is cool, I guess. The new moves it learns by level up are useless, frankly. The new TMs it gets by level up are Psyshock, Charge Beam, Grass Knot, Dream Eater, Dazzling Gleam. I mean, you've got some good choices. Nincada ensures that its evolutions get access to X-Scissor. Although, Ninjask learns X-Scissor by level up instead of by TM. Shedinja gets the new Phantom Force move to maybe dodge an attack, and the new priority move of Shadow Sneak to attack before your Flareon hits Fire Fang or something. Exploud had a small buff to its special defense, which is always appreciated. It also gains the new hidden ability of Scrappy, letting its normal and fighting type moves hit ghost types. As for the new moves it gets, it's a normal type, so coverage, power-up punch, and coverage. Hariyama's new hidden ability of Sheer Force bypasses the secondary effects of the moves it use in trade-off for doing more damage. But one of the new moves it does get is Force Palm, which I find is really good, but I mean, close combat's right there. Seaking gets Mega Horn by level up, which was Fire Red and Leaf Green exclusive back in Gen 3. Poison Jab by level up is very interesting, very good. Water Pulse by level up, which was a TM back in Gen 3, and the new TM of Scald, which is very powerful. Gyarados' new Moxie hidden ability is extremely good, although Intimidate and Moxie are very hard to choose between. But you also have the option of the new Mega Gyarados, which is Water Arc type. Water Dark. Yeah, it's not a dragon, but it gets Mold Breaker, which is really cool. New moves, Ice Fang, Aqua Tail, Crunch, Scald, Giga Impact. Just having Physical Stab is wonderful for any Gyarados variant. Azumarill gains the new typing of Water Fairy and the new hidden ability of Sap Sipper, which, you could use it. It also got a plus 10 buff to its special attack, going from base 50 to base 60, which is still awful. Anyways, the new moves that you're actually going to be using is Play Rough and Superpower, which are very good. And if you just really want to use your new 60 special attack, you get Scald. Graveler and Golem get the new hidden ability of Sand Veil, allowing them to maybe dodge attacks while Sandstorm is up. That's cool, I guess. Golem also got a buff to his physical attack, going from base 110 to 120, which is actually pretty good. The new moves that they learn by level up, like Heavy Slam, Bulldoze, the new Stealth Rock, and Stone Edge, are very useful. Nosepass actually gets access to his new evolution, being the Rock Steel type of Probopass. He's fairly decent. New moves of Magnet Bomb, Power Gem, Rock Blast, Discharge, Earth Power. You got options with Probopass. Delcatty gets a new regular ability of Normalize, making it and any Gengar a 0 and 10 matchup, and the new hidden ability of Wonder Skin, which at 6 in the morning I cannot tell you what it does. Regardless, its new moves of Copycat, Disarming Voice, Fake Out, Play Rough, and Wake Slap are pretty decent, as well as access to Giga Impact by TM. Crobat's access to the new moves of Cross Poison, Air Slash, Acrobatics, and U-Turn make it pretty usable. Tentacruel's new hidden ability of Rain Dish gives it passive recovery during rain, which is a way to play. For new moves it gets Toxic Spikes, Acid Spray, Poison Jab, Brine, Hex, and Sludge Wave, as well as Scald, Giga Impact, Swords Dance, Infestation, Dazzling Gleam. Tentacruel is more versatile than I thought. Gen 6 is pretty give and take for Sableye. It gets a new regular ability of Stall, which is fairly useless, but the new hidden ability of Prankster, which is anything but, allowing it to use its status moves first in the turn. Mecha Sableye also exists with the Magic Bounce ability for even more play with status moves. He does gain a fairly good amount of new moves and variety to his play, but you can't really catch Sableye early game like you can in Gen 3, and the new Fairy type is Sableye's now only standard weakness. So, I mean, it's not terrible, but you have a lot more opponents that you have to worry about now. Now, if you want to talk about an upgrade, let's look at Mawile. She has a new Steel Fairy typing, which is extremely good defensively, and a new hidden ability of Sheer Force, which is good if you're using a smoke screen, I guess. But what we're really looking here is Mega Mawile having huge power. On top of an already fairly buffed physical attack, it's now doubled. The new moves it learns lets it remember that it's actually a Steel type, with moves like Iron Head and Flash Cannon. But we also have the new Play Rough and Sucker Punch. Aggron has been packing on pounds for the winter, but Mega Aggron has the new Pure Steel typing, which is a kind of upgrade, and the Filter ability lessening damage from super effective moves, which is a very good upgrade. The new moves it gets, Rock Tomb by TM, was in Ruby and Sapphire, but is now by level up. Rock Slide, which is strange it didn't get it before. Autotomize to make it faster. Heavy Slam to use your heavy metal. And Metal Burst is funky to play with. Machoke and Machamp were given the new regular ability of No Guard, which removes any accuracy on any move used on the field. Their new moves by level up like Low Sweep, the newly buffed Knockoff, Wake Slap, Dual Chop, and the Ruby and Sapphire TM of Bulk Up are good, as well as access to Giga Impact, Stone Edge, Poison Jab, Power Up Punch, and Bulldoze. Medicham can Mecha Evolve into Mega Medicham and also still have its attack doubled. By level up, it gets the new physical psychic move of Zen Headbutt, which is very nice, as well as Force Palm, and for TMs, Rock Slide, Poison Jab, and Power Up Punch. Regular Manectric really got shafted with the new hidden ability of Minus, which is awful, but Mega Manectric is a completely different story, getting the ability of Intimidate. As for the new moves it learns, Discharge, Wild Charge, Fire, and Thunderfang are able to be used, but TMs are where it really hits with Flamethrower and Overheat, which is very, very nice coverage. Plusle has the new hidden ability of Lightning Rod, which is neat. Its new moves of Nuzzle, Copycat, Charm, Discharge, Last Resort, and Nasty Plot give it some options. Minun gets the ability of Volt Absorb, which is cool. It gets Nuzzle as well, and Copycat as well, and Discharge, and Nasty Plot as well. But it gets Trump Card, which is okay. And for some reason they traded Charm and Fake Tears between the two. I don't really understand that. Magneton gains a new evolution in Magnezone, which is really cool. As for new moves it gets, well, Mirror Shot and Flash Cannon by level up you can't really go wrong with. Electrode's new hidden ability of Aftermath is interesting. As for the new moves it gets, Discharge, Charge Beam, Magnet Rise, Thunder Wave. Volbeat getting the Prankster ability is very interesting. It also gains Flash by level up now, which is strange, but it has a surprisingly deep amount of new moves that it gets. I'm really impressed. Illumise gains the new regular ability of Tinted Lens, which is nice to have, but also the hidden ability of Prankster, like Volbeat, which is even better. The new moves it gets is pretty much the same as Volbeat, pretty similar here. Regardless of the evolution you pick, Gloom gets Mega Drain and Giga Drain by level up now, as well as Toxic. Okay. Petal Blizzard is interesting if you want to play physically with your new Swords Dance TM, but you also have Venoshock, Infestation, and Dazzling Gleam. Vileplume's new hidden ability of Effect Spore is cool, and it gets a plus 10 to its special attack, going from 100 to 110, which is very helpful. It gains Solar Beam by level up and Hyper Beam by TM. Bellossom get a plus 10 to her defense, going from 85 to 95. That came out of nowhere, okay. By new moves, it gets Leaf Storm, Leaf Blade, Sunny Day, and Petal Blizzard. Its new TMs it gets are the same as Vileplume, and it lost Solar Beam by level up, in vein of Vileplume, I guess. Dodrio gets Quick Attack and Thrash. Roselia's new hidden ability of Leaf Guard is overshadowed by its new evolution, Roserade, having Technician, and just existing. The new moves it gets of Petal Blizzard, Toxic Spikes, Venoshock, Dazzling Gleam, I mean, Roserade is banging. Swalot can learn Gunk Shot, Earthquake, and Power Up Punch. Regular Sharpedo has a new hidden ability of Speed Boost, which is very good for using Protect on the first turn, and then boosting up by 1 speed to your new Mega Sharpedo with the Strong Jaw ability. As for new moves it gets, Night Slash, Aqua Jet, Ice Fang, and Poison Fang, as well as Poison Jab and Payback and Scald. I mean, Mega Sharpedo is very, very good. Wailord calls you lame for not wanting to smoke and drink at Mikey's house party. Camerupt was gifted the new regular ability of Solid Rock and the new hidden ability of Anchor Point. But what really changes the game is Mega Camerupt with Sheer Force, and still completely awful speed. But for new moves, I mean, Flame Burst, Lava Plume, Earth Power, Solar Beam, I mean, you've got good options with Camerupt. Magcargo fans have access to Shell Smash, as well as Ancient Power and Lava Plume, and Earth Power. Torkoal's new hidden ability of Shell Armor makes you really sad that Drought is in Gen 7. As for new moves he also gets Shell Smash and Lava Plume. Muk's Poison Touch ability makes it more deadly, as well as a new move of Sludge Wave and Gunk Shot. Weezing learns Sludge Bomb by level up. You can play Grumpig physical or special now with Zen Headbutt and Power Gem, as well as Power Up Punch. Sandslash rushes through the sand to show you that he actually learns some good moves this time, like Earthquake and Swords Dance by level up. The Spinda with Tangled Feet really wish they had the new hidden ability of Contrary instead, making stat buffs go down and stat downs go up. Skarmory learns Flash now, which it didn't do in Gen 3. He might not be a pseudo-legend like a lot of the other dragons, but Flygon learns so many new moves, it's insane. Cacturn's new Water Absorb ability is fun to use, and its new moves of Destiny Bond and Revenge come from Fire Red and Leaf Green. Also new in its moveset are Sucker Punch, Energy Ball, and the new Spiky Shield. Altaria, being a Cloud, now has the Cloud 9 ability, but Mega Altaria becomes a Dragon Fairy type with the ability of Pixelate. As for new moves it gets, Dragon Pulse, Moonblast, Pluck, I mean, Mega Altaria is very, very good. Zangoose gives another Screw You to Seviper by gaining the new ability of Toxic Boost, as well as a plethora of new and powerful physical moves, like Power Up Punch. Seviper isn't down and out though, its new Infiltrator ability is very useful, as well as its new moves of Night Slash, Poison Jab, Coil, Sludge Wave, X-Scissor, even Dragon Tail if you want. Lunatone learns Moonblast. Solrock surprisingly learns Psychic by level up now, which was a TM back in Ruby and Sapphire. Whiscash gets Scald. Crawdaunt's new hidden ability of Adaptability makes its stab moves even harder, like its new moves of Night Slash, Razor Shell, and specifically from Fire Red and Leaf Green, Crunch. Claydol gets Extrasensory and Earth Power. Cradily gets the hidden ability of Storm Drain, which is very cool, as well as Giga Drain, which was a Ruby and Sapphire TM, now by level up. You can confuse your opponent by having Armaldo get even faster while the rain is going. Wigglytuff now has the normal and fairy typing, as well as the new hidden ability of Frisk. A plus 10 to its special attack from 75 to 85 is helpful, and it's a Gen 1 normal type that learns Power-Up Punch. Milotic's new Cute Charm ability allows it to kind of stall a little bit longer, as well as its new move Aqua Ring and Scald. And Coil, which it learns. That feels strange. If you need a water, ice, or fire move, or hurricane, then Castform is your guy. I always thought of Starmie as a fast Pokemon, but giving it Analytic, which works if it goes second, is kinda weird. But it learns Psychic by level up now, so it's alright, I guess. Kecleon can color change on his own with his new ability of Protean, which copies the type of move that is used. And it's a normal type, so it has a lot of different moves it can use. Banette's new regular ability of Frisk and hidden ability of Cursed Body pale in comparison of Mega Bayonet and its ability of Prankster. As well as Mega Bayonet just having good physical attack, it also gets the new moves of Shadow Sneak, Shadow Claw, and Sucker Punch. Dusclops sadly can't evolve into Dusknoir until the post-game, but it gets the new moves of Fire Punch, Ice Punch, Thunder Punch, Shadow Ball, Shadow Sneak, Hex, Payback, Power-Up Punch. Tropius's new hidden ability of Harvest allows it to regain its berries, and its new moves of Leaf Storm, Bulldoze, and Giga Impact are pretty cool. Chimecho gets Double Edge by level up for some reason, but it also gets the new moves of Extrasensory, Psyshock, and Charge Beam for a little coverage. Absol can Mega Evolve into Mega Absol with the new Magic Bounce ability, and as for new moves it gets, that's a long list. Ninetales gets the Drought ability, allowing it to set up the sun while firing off Fire Blast, which it now learns from level up. Raichu gets the Lightning Rod ability and a plus 10 added to its speed, going from 100 to 110. As for new moves it gets, Discharge, Nuzzle, and Thunderbolt are pretty good for paralyzing the opponent. Golduck's speed gets doubled in the rain so that you can use Water Gun faster. You know that meme where it's like you make a song or something and then you go to sleep thinking it's really good and you wake up and it's awful? Yeah, that's why the audio is muted here. Xatu very much appreciates getting the Magic Bounce ability as well as a plethora of new moves like Air Slash. But what we're also looking at here is that Psychic was moved up from level 65 back in Gen 3 to level 35. Unlike in X and Y, where it was level 66. Girafarig gets the Sap Zipper ability, which is fairly useful, as well as the new moves of Zen Headbutt and Nasty Plot by level up, and Psychic. I'm guessing they ran out of ideas for ground types because they all seem to be getting the Sandveil ability, but as for Donphan, well, it's got a whole lot of new moves like Bulldoze, Fire Fang, Giga Impact, Magnitude, Thunder Fang. I mean, just Donphan's cool. Pinsir gets a new regular ability of Mold Breaker, allowing it to pass by the opponent's abilities, and the new hidden ability of Moxie, allowing it to boost its attack whenever it KOs a foe. But what we're looking here is Mega Pinsir, who is a bug flying type with the ability of Aerialate, which turns its normal moves into flying moves and boosts their power. Since Gen 3 was already so pivotal in giving Pinsir new moves, just adding onto that list is very good, with X-Scissor, Storm Throw, Thrash, Superpower. Even Double Hit being a new flying type move with Aerialate is pretty useful. Heracross had the same idea, with its hidden ability being Moxie, and also getting a Mega Evolution, though it stays bug fighting. But Mega Heracross has the new ability of Skill Link, making multi-hit moves like Arm Thrust, Bullet Seed, and Pin Missile hit for the max amount of times. And it learns Aerial Ace by level up, even though it was a TM in Gen 3 that it didn't learn. That's interesting. Rhydon doesn't get access to Rhyperior, but you still got a whole lot of new options like Bulldoze, Stone Edge, Drill Run, Hammer Arm, even Shadow Claw, Dragon Tail, Poison Jab, and Power Up Punch. Snorunt learns Frost Breath, Ice Fang, and Ice Shard by a level up. Glalie gets the new regular ability of Ice Body, which is okay, and the new hidden ability of Moody, which is very broken. But we also have Mega Glalie with Refrigerate, which turns normal type moves into ice type moves and boosts them. You know what goes on here. It also gets Freeze Dry by level up, a new move that is super effective against water types, and it learns Bulldoze and Dark Pulse and Gyro Ball by TM. The reason why I went over Snorunt is because we have the new Pokemon Frostlass to go over. Its new Ice Ghost typing is fairly unique, and it has the regular ability of Snow Cloak and the hidden ability of Cursed Body. As for the moves it gets, you'd expect, some Ghost type moves, Astonish, Destiny Bond, Ominous Wind, and learning Shadow Ball by TM is very good. It does miss Freeze Dry, Bulldoze, Earthquake, and Gyro Ball as opposed to Glalie, but you have Psychic and Thunderbolt, so what are you worried about? Walrein gets the new regular ability of Ice Body and the new hidden ability of Oblivious. As for the new moves it gets, Crunch, Rollout, Brine, Swagger, Ice Fang are cool, and the Fire Red and Leaf Green exclusive Defense Curl. I'd never really looked into the differences between Huntail and Gorbis, and they have surprising differences that I had no idea of, but they both get Clamperl's new Shell Smash move. Huntail gets the Water Veil ability, as well as access to Feint Attack, Ice Fang, and Sucker Punch, while Gorbis' Hydration ability is different, and its new moves of Captivate, Draining Kiss, and Psych Up by TM, they are different. Relicanth gains the Sturdy ability, which is very useful, and it learns Dive and Head Smash by level up. Corsola's new hidden ability of Regenerator is very good, letting it gain HP back every time it switches out. As for the new moves it gets, Aqua Ring, Power Gem, and Earth Power are very good, as well as Scald by TM. If for some reason your opponent is using water moves against a Lantern, you can give it the Water Absorb ability. Okay. New moves of Stockpile, Swallow, and Spit Up are cool to use, as well as Signal Beam and Discharge. Love Disc is looking pretty good for what a Love Disc can do, getting Draining Kiss, Water Pulse, which was a Ruby and Sapphire TM, Aqua Ring, Captivate, and Hydro Pump by level up, and Scald by TM. Seadra and Kingdra might have had the ball dropped for them with their new hidden ability of Damp, but their new regular ability of Sniper helps crits out a lot. As for new moves they get, Yawn and Bubble Beam are okay, and Dragon Pulse's Stab for Kingdra. Now here's where we get into the big papa, Salamence. His new hidden ability of Moxie gives him a little extra thing he can play for, but Mega Salamence is completely busted, and also has the Aerialate ability, making its return, stab, and more powerful. As for new moves it gets, Dragon Tail, Fire Fang, Thunder Fang, Zen Headbutt, Flamethrower, that's by level up. Hoenn, dual-wielding pseudo-legendaries, has Metagross as well. You're not really going to worry about regular Metagross because Mega Metagross is here, and it has Tough Claws, boosting up its new moves like Bullet Punch, Hammer Arm, and Zen Headbutt. Going through this, I'd never really thought of it until now, how similar the Reggie Trio's level up moves and TM list would have been, but they are almost exactly the same for some reason. Regirock gets the Sturdy ability and its new unique move of Stone Edge, and it learns Rock Slide by level up now, because it didn't in Gen 3 somehow? Regice gets no new move by itself, just getting the Ice Beam TM into its level up moveset. Registeel seems to have stolen Regice's new moves by getting two instead, of Iron Head and Flash Cannon. Also, all the Regis learn Power Up Punch. Latios and Latios, as well as their new Mega Evolutions, have no new ability, just still Levitate. As for new moves they get, Latios gets Stored Power, Heal Pulse, Reflect Type, and Healing Wish, while Latios gets Stored Power, Healed Block, what? Zen Headbutt. It gets Psycho Shift. Here we have Kyogre and its legally distinct Mega Evolution called a Primal Reversion, going into Primal Kyogre. Primal Kyogre's ability of Primordial Sea is basically just rain on crack. It's active the entire time that Primal Kyogre is out on the field, as well as completely nullifying Fire-type attacks, and cannot be removed unless another Primal ability activates, or Mega Rayquaza completely destroys it. There's not really much going on with the new moves it learns except for its new signature move of Origin Pulse, but I mean Scald's right there too. Of course, Kyogre can't have its own form, so Groudon gets Primal Groudon as well, being a ground fire type, making it even worse of a matchup for Kyogre. But its new ability of Desolate Land nullifies all water moves, and, like Primordial Sea, can't be switched unless another Primal ability activates or Mega Rayquaza stops it. As for the new moves it gets, Groudon's got a lot more going on. Earth Power, Lava Plume, and the new signature move of Precipice Blades are by level up, and it has quite the laundry list of TMs it gets now, like Power Up Punch. Because Rayquaza is a refined gentleman, he gets to Mega Evolve instead, and his ability is Delta Stream, completely nullifying all weather effects, including the primal ones. Being a Dragon-type legendary has its perks, like a whole lot of new moves it learns, including the new Move Tutor exclusive Dragon Ascent, which is Flying-type. I know, I didn't believe it either. But this new move of Dragon Ascent makes Mega Rayquaza the only Pokemon that can Mega Evolve without holding a Mega Stone. It just doesn't have one. Yes, it is as broken as it sounds, especially with the plus 100 to his stats. That's why the Anything Goes tier was created. Now, Rayquaza might have been a stretch for me to go over, but Jirachi is just completely, I wanted to do the entire Pokédex, because I've gone over every species up until now, and there's no reason to skip the last two. Anyways, for the moves that Jirachi learns, like Zen Headbutt and Healing Wish, it gives it several different avenues it can play for. Oh, and Power Up Punch. And finally, we have Deoxys. Now, through this research I learned something. Apparently in Gen 3, whatever form Deoxys was in depended upon which game it was in. Normal Deoxys was in Ruby and Sapphire, Deoxys Attack was in Fire Red, Deoxys Defense in Leaf Green, and Deoxys Speed in Emerald. This is no longer a problem in ORAS, as you can just change Deoxys' form based on the meteorite. Something I also learned is that all Deoxys forms learn different moves by level up. So I'm not writing all of this down. Alright, now that we looked over all the Pokemon, it's time to get into the moves. The physical special split has been implemented, so moves are individually determined if they're physical or special based on the move itself. Also, Charm, Sweet Kiss, and Moonlight were changed from normal type to fairy type, and Cursed went from type to ghost type. Now, there were a lot of different changes to the powers of moves in the span between Gen 3 and Gen 6, so I'm not writing them all down, and I'm definitely not gonna make any of us sit through me listing off every single one by mouth. We're just gonna go over some of the screenshots from Bulbapedia, and I'll mention some ones that I think are worth mentioning. Dig, Dive, and Fly got 20 power added to them, as well as Leaf Blade and Petal Dance, and Rock Smash. But for some reason, they didn't decide between Gens 3 and 4 that Petal Dance needed to be as strong as Outrage. That's strange. They seemed to walk back this decision by making Petal Dance 120 in Gen 5. Also, High Jump Kick and Regular Jump Kick were boosted again for 2 generations in a row. Drain Punch, Giga Drain, and Thrash were also given boosts this generation, making them, a lot more usable. Gen 6 really wanted to balance out the game a little bit, so it lowered the power of a lot of popular, really strong moves, such as Fire Blast, Blizzard, and Draco Meteor, while also giving some moves buffs, like Bubble, in a move only rivaled by Leech Life getting completely juiced in Gen 7. Gen 6 gave us the new knockoff, going from 20 power to 65 power, and a very, very useful staple. And in a move that only Game Freak can know, Techno Blast, Genesec's signature move, was boosted from 85 power to 120. Why did they do that? While not as prevalent as the power changes, there were a lot of accuracy changes from Gen 3 to Gen 6. Mostly just a lot of moves swapping between 100 accuracy and no accuracy check, but the major winner right here is Flash, going from 70% to 100%. And we could ignore that 70% accuracy of Hypnosis in Diamond and Pearl, because Game Freak realized that they had messed up. We can all rejoice that Tackle was going from 95 to 100% accuracy, so we don't miss a Tackle anymore. And Poison Gas used to be 55 accuracy, and is now 80%? But why? And they must have just really hated Jirachi, because Doom Desire and Future Sight didn't used to be 100% accuracy? Oh, thank God. Gen 6 buffed Poison Gas again to 90. And also, Psywave didn't used to have 100% accuracy? That move sucks. And the thought of using it and Psywave missing makes it suck even more. Some moves also had their PP or power points changed, mainly just adding a lot more PP for moves that didn't really deserve to be low PP, except when you recover, when your PP goes down. Gen 5 giveth and Gen 5 taketh away. For moves getting buffed in power, a lot of them had their PP decreased. Except for Drain Punch, which used to be 5 PP back in Gen 4, which was a really stupid idea. Gen 6 goes even farther, reining in moves that didn't even get buffed, but just seem to have absurd amounts of PP. Like, why does Swords Dance have 30 PP? Why does Covet and Acid Armor have 40? Why would you do that? Ancient Power and Overheat used to make contact in Gen 3, for some reason, and Covet, Feint Attack, and Fake Out used to not make contact. Okay. Here's a screenshot of the priority changes that happened between Gen 3 and Gen 6. I didn't know that Magic Room and Wonder Room had -7 priority. That's news to me. I am too tired to try and figure out how Counter, Metal Burst, and Mirror Coat were not blocked by Protect until Gen 5. And, I mean, Bestow, Block, Mean Look, and Spiderweb not being blocked in Gen 6, I can't really tell you why. There are also some new niche moves that had to have their mechanics changed. So here's the changes for Magic Coat, Snatch, and Mirror Move. Here's the list of move effect changes that was small enough for me to be able to write down. Also, some moves have had their targeting properties changes. This is for like double battles or triple battles, determining which Pokemon you can select or which Pokemon just automatically a move happens to. Post-editing Mage here, just getting ready to finally go to sleep, but I wanted to take the opportunity to record the outro since there's no one awake, and I wanted to thank you, yes, you, for watching. I really appreciate it, and if you would give the video a like I mentioned earlier, that would make my brain like me more. So, yeah, I hope that this video was helpful to you, and I hope that you would at least enjoy watching it, at least a little bit, you know, maybe. I need sleep. Y'all have a good night, and, yeah, I'll see you.